So with the success of the animated front for DC films and television, one has to wonder, do pets work in the DC universe? Is this movie good? Let's talk about that next. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Movie Emporium's movie review of DC League of Super Pets. The film is directed by Jared Stern. So in DC's League of Super Pets, this film is of course a kids film slash young teen film in a lot of respects. It of course focuses on Krypto, who of course is Superman's dog. Pretty popular in the comics, to be fairly honest, which is kind of surprising, but it is what it is. And Krypto of course came from Krypton. He of course is Superman's best friend, who of course is voiced by John Krasinski. And they of course stop the bad guys. They do everything in their power to do good and stuff like that. But they also are from Krypton, so they have the usual abilities. But in the process, Marc Maron, who voices, of course, Lex Luthor, is in the process of stealing a thing called Orange Kryptonite, which will allow him to gain superpowers. Well, of course, the Justice League, who are voiced by people like Jermaine Clement and, of course, Daveed Diggs, in essence, are able to stop Lex Luthor, send him to the prison, and so on and so forth. And there is, because this is about super pets and about the animals, one of the animals that is at this shelter, which includes, Ace and so on and so forth, who of course is voiced by Kevin Hart. There's of course Vanessa Bayer, who voices the pig. Diego Luna voices the squirrel. Natasha Lyonne voices the turtle, Myrtle the turtle. And there's also this other character named Lulu, who of course is voiced by Kate McKinnon, who is a guinea pig who lost all its hair, who was actually basically Lex Luthor's animal who was unfortunately taken away. And Lulu has ambitions about world domination, so this guinea pig steals the kryptonite, turns into a superpowered creature, in essence kidnaps the Justice League, and of course Krypto and Ace and all these other characters who gain superpowers have to stop Lulu from dominating the world and killing the Justice League. So this idea of DC League of Super Pets is fine with me, to be fairly honest. I have no problems with it. The movie from the trailers didn't look all that great, because the problem with trailers, especially for kids films, is they're meant to show kids these films and show them what they have to look forward to, but the trailers are always like dumbing down the trailers, so I never find a kids film, unless it's like a Pixar movie, really that engaging. So like Over the Hedge and Minions, I keep going back to Over the Hedge because this feels very similar to that, but in a superhero comic sense. There's never likability to the trailer. I mean, yes, it is, about Krypto and stuff like that, which, if you like the DC comics, you've heard and probably loved Krypto. But I didn't like the trailer at all. I thought this was gonna be another stupid summer movie that wasn't gonna be worth my time, I guess you could say. And on top of that, I mean, I'm getting a little tired of Dwayne Johnson. Of course, he's starred with Kevin Hart in like 3 other films, and there's a point where Dwayne Johnson has become like overwrought with his material. Like, it feels like it's overstuffed. There's like 16 films a year with him at this point. He's a great actor. He's worth his weight in gold, but it's just like, here we go with another, Dwayne Johnson film. So I went to this film optimistic, but surprisingly, unlike Marvel, who has struggled in the animation department, DC has found a niche, and they found a real good niche in their animation department. Flashpoint is one of my favorite animated films. I think it's fantastic. It does the source material justice. There's quite a bit of other ones that are really good. I think Harley Quinn, which is on Warner Brothers and HBO Max, stuff like that, is absolutely one of the best animated things I've ever seen. So they definitely know what they're doing when it comes to the animation realm. And on top of that, you have Keanu Reeves voicing Batman, John Krasinski voicing Superman, and then you have like Marc Maron voicing Lex Luthor, and Diego Luna voicing the squirrel in this movie. And there's a lot of good talent behind this, but the question remains, is this movie any good? Is it stand up to what animated films DC has done? And there might be some other people who feel differently about this movie. It just kind of how the nature of it is. But I absolutely found this movie fantastic. I found it absolutely enjoyable, funny, heartfelt. It's a movie that I feel that parents can go and enjoy some of the more adultish stuff when it comes to the Justice League, and then the kids can love the animals, which is what you want out of a movie like this. I feel like this is a movie, similar to, like I said earlier with Flashpoint, and of course Harley Quinn, really shows you the strengths of what DC has done as an animated, head of animation and stuff like that. It really is just an entertaining movie with a lot of great messages about friends and family and who you're there for and who you protect. It also has a great villain, the gerbil, or the guinea pig, who's voiced by Kate McKinnon, who does a really nice job as just being one of the funner villains in the DC franchise or DC universe, stuff like that. And just overall, I just found this movie just fun. I found it very enjoyable. I found, myself surprised by how good this movie really was. But I found it so I just found it so lovable, and just, watching Krypto and how he has to deal with the fact that Lois is, going to be married to Superman, and how he has to handle that situation. The idea of how he has to, because he's always been Superman's best friend and always had abilities, he's always kind of looked down upon the world that it is. So when he's thrust into that world with these other characters, there is a lot of emotional growth that happens, and you really feel it throughout the entire movie. And on top of that, when like Teen Titans go to the movies or something like that, when stuff like that plays out on the big screen in an animated form, you find yourself really surprised that you're enjoying it as much as you are, because you think it's going to be a terrible movie, and this movie is absolutely not that. This is one of the biggest surprises of the year for me. It's filled with great music, it's filled with great jokes and in-jokes, stuff like that. If you love DC Comics, there are definitely swipes towards Marvel, which I found really funny. And I think for Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart, this is another winning project. This is right up there with Jumanji, or to an extent, I think Central Intelligence or whatever they were in. And I found just this movie just an absolute delight to watch. It really is. Is it going to be in my top 10 of the year? Probably not, maybe honorable mention, but I can definitely say, for me personally, this is a movie that, once again, like I said, shows the strengths of DC's animation department. And I think Jared Stein and, Sam Levinson really do a nice job, pushing this film forward and pushing it into the market, because it could fall flat on its face. Having a movie that's essentially focused on animals has been done a billion times before, but there's just enough there. There's just enough, humor and heart and stuff like that is presented, that it really feels like a fresh, entertaining film. And once again, these types of films are why DC sometimes outshines Marvel in a lot of respects, especially in the animation department. There's not many Marvel animated movies or TV series that are really that enjoyable, and here this proves it once again. And having Keanu Reeves voice Batman, is absolutely a delight, because it's really funny. It really really pushes the in-joke of Batman and his family, and him not really wanting to be around in other characters and stuff like that, but you also get like a lot of the cool references to like these superheroes. And the funny thing is, Jermaine Clement plays, of course, Aquaman. There's some really funny jokes, which I think if there's only one thing I didn't like, is Aquaman has proven himself since the reboot, I think the New 52 reboot, to being a really interesting, fun character. And here he's played more for laughs. He's kind of goofy and weird, but Jermaine Clement does what he does. He's fun to watch. And like I said, John Krasinski as Superman really works, and Olivia Wilde as Lois Lane really works. And just in the end, to kind of conclude this review, I found this movie really just a fun time. I really did. I found it enjoyable. I found this movie is going to be, a crowd pleaser for a lot of people, especially people that love Krypto and the DC universe, as well as the kids and the adults who don't really know much about it. I think you'll go in for an hour and 45 minutes. I think you'll enjoy it, and I think it's a movie worth your time, to be fairly honest. If you wait till HBO Max, perfectly alright. I think you'll enjoy it once it comes out, and I think about a month and a half, 2 months or whatever, when it comes out on HBO Max. So with that said, really enjoyed it. Definitely a recommend for me personally, as a film that definitely you should watch, especially if you like the DC animated universe and all that good stuff. So there you go. But with that said, that is going to be my take, of course, on DC's League of Super Pets. Thank you so much for watching. In the comments below, do you enjoy the animal that is Krypto? Do you like that character? If you don't, perfectly alright, tell me why, but tell me what you think of the character overall. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and if you like what you see on the channel, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium, hit that notification bell at the top to find what's coming next. If you like this video, awesome, hit that like button, and as always, we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.